there's a guy we know that's a bit of a conspiracy guy, but he's been pretty correct on everything so far, and he's got a book coming out on Watergate.
Yeah.
Okay.
And about how that was a little darker than it seemed.
So
his
I knew a guy back when I was first living in the city as a comedian. There was a guy named Frank Gannon who had Frank Gannon wrote speeches for Nixon and was a very close friend of his. And weirdly, he became the guy who books the comedians on Letterman. And when I moved to New York back in 1990 or so, being on Letterman was all anybody wanted. So Gannon was the most important person in comedy at the time. And he was a strange guy who was very serious. And he would just come and he'd watch you. And if he liked you, he'd get Morty to come and maybe you'd be on the show. So he liked me. He never got me on the show, but he liked me. So I went to Letterman's office and met him. And I asked him about Nixon because he wrote, Nixon has one big biography called RN that Gannon co-wrote. And he told me that when you get a few drinks in Nixon, he says, the same people that got the Kennedys got me. It's the same people that got, he said it's the same machine that took out John and Robert,
Kennedy.
Came after him. He said they just couldn't use bullets anymore because it was getting too... They were
That's
on
exactly what we said. We said that without him.
Watergate was. He said Watergate was something that happened all the time. It was just like, and still does. I mean, it's not like, oh my goodness. It's how things are done. Yeah, it's a safe with $1 million in it. What president doesn't have a safe with $1 million?
Yeah. It was.
So that's Nixon's story. That was Nixon's story. He didn't say it in public, because the same as he conceded the presidency to Kennedy, which Kennedy stole. I mean, everyone knows that his father took suitcases of money to delegations and stole the presidency, and Nixon knew it, and he was like, "I'm not gonna. This is not good for the country to get into it." That's why he resigned instead of standing trial, and that's why he doesn't talk about that's the story, you know.
Yeah.